Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Let me find my comments. Cheryl T, good morning. She says, good morning, CC and chat. How have you been, Cheryl? Are you ready for Christmas, girl? You missed it. Was you in our Christmas trivia last night? Gosh, I gotta clear my throat here. Every time I get on a live stream, my throat does that. Hey, Forever a Song. Girl, you was on it last night, wasn't you, with them right answers? You was bringing it. Good morning. I would drink coffee, but I really need to drink more water at the moment. Well, I was on a big water kick, but you saw what I was drinking last night, Coke and ice, out of my mason jar. One of my mason jars. I've got to get back drinking water, though, because it's just really bad for my skin. But I can never give up my coffee. Mm. I wish I could turn on the camera this morning, but I'm looking a hot mess. My throat, y'all couldn't see it last night. I put makeup on my neck. But Zoe has been, my cat, has been sleeping up on my chest, and she gets up to my neck. And I think I'm allergic to her, guys. Y'all should see it. It's like really blood red, and it's got like a rash on it. I think I'm allergic to her. Like I was telling y'all last night, when I petted her and was showing her to y'all, hair went everywhere. It even got my lip gloss. So I think I'm allergic to her. When Cleo does that, I don't have a reaction. It's so weird. Cheryl T, no, I wasn't able to make it. Doing well and almost ready for Christmas. I am ready for Christmas. I am done with my shopping except for my mom. I got to go out and find my mom some. I always get her cute PJs because she's like me. She loves pajamas. She buys herself, clothes throughout the year, but she never buys pajamas. So I always get her cute pajamas. I understand that. We are allergic to our cats. Yeah. As long as she's not like right up on me for long periods of time, it doesn't bother me. But here lately, she climbs up in the bed with me a lot, almost every night now. And she sleeps right up on my chest next to my neck. She's actually laying on my neck. Now, the other night, I had to make her move because I felt like I couldn't breathe. I totally get why people say it's not good to have a cat around a baby because they'll smother them. That's an old wives' tale from around here. And I could see where they come up with that at because it does, they get right up on you and they don't know they're smothering you. Yeah, it sounds like you could be allergic to her, and your scratchy throat could be an issue too. Yeah, I think I'm allergic to her. And Cleo doesn't do me that way. When you pet Cleo, hair doesn't go everywhere. But when you pet Zoe, I noticed up on my robe yesterday morning, I had to take it off. Yeah, I had cat hair all over it where I had Zoe up on me. We dust as much as possible, vacuum, change our house filters. My cats lay on my husband's head and locks his wet hair. Cleo likes to get on my shoulder when my hair's down and bite my hair. I'm going to have to get a filter for the house because I don't have one of those. And I should because I got 2 cats and 2 dogs. But I vacuum every day, several times a day. But anyways, we're going to talk about some true crime this morning. I saw something about Leilani Simon indicted on 19 counts by the grand jury. I just like to chit chat, y'all, while people's getting in here before we do the true crime here. Let's see. Also, my son's sick, but he's at my mom's, but he's having to go back to the doctor today and then he'll come home. But he's been real sick since Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Look at her, how evil. Look at that precious baby. I just don't understand, guys. Let me find my chat on my phone. How anyone could harm their own child. If you're harming your own child, you have to have hatred and resentment inside of your heart to do that. Because like I said, like when I found out I was pregnant with Timothy, I was so excited. I already had a bond to him. And then when I seen him, the bond was that much stronger. But, I made a promise to him. I'd always protect him, never let anybody harm him like I had been done as a child. So I just don't. I just cannot relate to this, to these kinds of people. Anyone that would hurt a child, but especially a mother hurting their own child. It's totally disgusting. I mean, you've got to have evil in your heart. I glanced at this morning, which I'm going to read the whole article, but I guess she admitted to police that she said that she left the house that night, the night before he went missing, and went to pay a drug deal off. I just want to know why the grandmother trusted her daughter with her grandbaby she had custody of. The judge evidently took custody of the kids for a reason. I wouldn't be surprised if the grandmother isn't charged for something because she was given custody of that child for a reason. Of course, she never thought her daughter would murder little Quinton. Of course not. But, I mean, he just shouldn't have been left in her care. Oh, crap, I thought I was already clicked on this. Hold on. And I'm going to pull my YouTube up while that's loading. Let me turn the volume down. And by the way, we're going to do another trivia night because that was fun. I had fun. Next time we'll do it about 7:30 though. Okay, let me get the live chat here. Hey, Mike. Good morning. Please pray for my son. He has COVID. It's only a baby. Mike, oh my goodness, really? Oh, prayers for your baby. Y'all remember Mike's baby, his son in y'all's prayers. Oh my gosh. Hopefully it's not too bad. How did he get COVID? Well, I guess you don't know how you get it. My son's had it 2-3 times, Mike. But of course, he is a teenager and he has been vaccinated, had the booster shot and all that. Hey, Donald. Oh no, the schools are a breeding ground for germs. All my cousins' children are getting sick as well. Probably daycare, yeah. The mother's in jail right now for contempt. Yeah, what is her contempt of court? It's something with juvenile. Anyways, Mike, prayers and keep us updated about the baby. My goodness. It seems like my son, every time his friends come down here and they hang around, he's sick the next day. I've noticed it the last 3 or 4 times. They keep passing it back and forth to each other. I don't know if they're sneaking and smoking, because I thought I smelled smoke back here one day, or what they're doing. He swears up and down they're not, but they're catching it some way. Okay. Look at her, how evil. You know who she reminds me of, guys? She reminds me of Megan Boswell. She really does. Just the way that she looks and all the lies that she has told. Okay, let's see what this says. Quinton Simon, Monster, is what we're going to call her, indicted on 19 counts related to Toddlers' death. Georgia grand jury indicted Leilani Simon on 19 charges related to the death of her toddler son. Seems like Megan Boswell was indicted on like 19 charges, whose remains were found at the Chatham County landfill 2 weeks ago. The 8-page indictment charges Simon with malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, concealing the death of another, 14 counts of making false statements, all related to the disappearance and death of 20-month-old Quinton Simon. 14 counts of making false statements. Her and Megan Boswell, they should be roomies in prison. Leilani Simon reported her son missing on the morning of October 5th, prompting a desperate search for the boy that ended on November 18th, when his remains were found in the landfill. The Chatham County Police had said just a week after Quinton's disappearance that they believed the boy was dead and his mother was the only suspect. She was arrested November 21st. She remains jailed without bond. According to a copy of the indictment obtained by WTOC, Leilani Simon beat Quinton with an object, unknown to the grand jury at this time, killing him with malice aforethought. Then she took his body to the Azalea or something other mobile home plaza, where she discarded the toddler in the dumpster. During the course of the investigation, she told detectives several times she left her home in the late night hours of October 4th to pay an existing drug debt. Statements that are included in the indictment as falsehoods. She didn't do that. She left her house to go discard her poor little baby's body. She also told different stories about meeting a friend to pick up Oragel for mouth pain in the early hours of October 5th, first saying they met at a gas station, then they met at a mobile home park. When confronted about having thrown something in the dumpster there, she said on October 12th it had been normal household garbage. Another change in the story came on October 31st, when she claimed it was someone else and not she who left the house that early that morning. Although she changed that story again on November 21st when she was arrested, saying that she did leave the house, traveled to the mobile home park, but she did not meet her friend there and did not remember what she'd done there. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course she don't remember. How convenient. Other allegations of false statements have to do with her drug use. Chatham County District Attorney Shalina Cook Jones announced the indictments on Wednesday. There are the cases that keep us up at night. These are the cases that deserve justice, she said. Yeah. I've laid before in bed and, like during the Evelyn Boswell case and just wondered, where is that baby? What happened to that baby? I have lost sleep over some of these cases. Hey, Hibiscus. Good morning. I am glad they individualized the charges. She deserves it. WTOC is our local news station. I always miss the news, though. This is awful. Well, it's like WJHL is my local news station. It's the local news that covers Summer Wells case. I see a lot of people, well, when that case first happened, sharing a lot of their news articles and stuff. I want you to look how evil. Look at that cute baby. Do y'all reckon she mentioned Oragel? Do you reckon he was having some teeth come in? And babies run a temperature and they get cranky and they're crying. They want to cling to you when they're teeth. And do you reckon she lost patience and just beat him to death over that? Cece, how did you make out at the... Well, they had to change my blood pressure medicine. I can't pronounce the name of it. But they did change my blood pressure medicine because they did think my nose bleeds. It's been because of my blood pressure. But I went without my blood pressure medicine for almost a week because I couldn't get them to call it in because I didn't have any more refills. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened, Mike. Sorry to digress. I looked at the chat. Anyways, prayers for Quinton's family, the good ones. Just an unnecessary tragedy. This poor baby. I just don't know why that she was left to tend to this baby. I know the grandmother had to work and stuff, but she should have made other freaking arrangements than to let this piece of shit. Look how ugly she is. She's uglier than sin. Watch this baby. Glad they figured out what was wrong. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, it was my blood pressure. I had an inkling that it was my blood pressure. I have nosebleeds all the time, but my nose was pouring the blood Monday morning. I mean, it scared me. It scared me. Anyways, so she beat the baby to death and then took him and threw him away like a piece of trash. And then told about how many? 14 different lies because she's charged with 14 counts of making false statements. This is so similar to the Boswell case because Megan Boswell was charged with about 19 charges as well, somewhere around there. And she was charged, a lot of those charges was for making false statements because she sent the investigators on a wild goose chase. Thankfully, this police department knew right off the bat that Leilani was involved. So, they didn't really take her word to heart. Yeah, she's a piece of crap. Donald, you must be careful of your blood pressure. It's a sign of health problems. Yeah, I never knew I had high blood pressure until I started going to the dentist. And every time they would take it, my blood pressure would be high in there. And then one day I just went in there to make impressions. I wasn't nervous or anything like that. And my blood pressure was sky high. I was ready to stroke out, they said. So then I got the doctor to give me some medicine. I take two different kinds of blood pressure medicine. The new kind, I can't pronounce the name. I had to go in there and look at the bottle. But the other one is propanol. And it does something with somehow regulates like the blood pumping into your heart or something, I believe. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else is going on in true crime. I just wanted to read over that. Y'all know how I do. I like to scan the news, read one thing, go on to the next. But yeah, back to Leilani, the piece of crap. Her and Megan Boswell would make good roomies in prison together because they both done the same thing. But I think Evelyn was put into that trash can alive. The coroner said that she was alive when she was put into the trash can or wrapped up in a trash bag, and it's just awful. I don't even want to talk about it because that case really bothers me. Now we see why the grandmother was so pissed at the babysitter for talking about everything. Grandma knew she shouldn't leave the baby with the mama. Upset. Yeah. That's why. I mean, she was even trying to blame the babysitter. There was a clip where, they kind of had some words. Or Quinton's grandmother. What's Quinton's grandmother's name? Yes, it's your heart and brain which gives you high blood pressure. Yeah. Well, I was sitting on the couch the other night watching TV, and my heart started doing this really crazy rhythm. It like beat, beat, beat. And then it would slow down and beat, 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 like that. I mean, I could feel it. And I didn't have my medicine at that time. Okay. Let's see. Well, before we move on, I just want to say, now I'm not blaming the grandmother, but in a way, I guess I am, because I feel like that she should have not left Quinton with her daughter at all. If the courts had known that she had been going out of town and leaving Quinton with Leilani, who had custody, took from her, they probably would have took the custody from the grandmother. Hey, Carolina girl, how's the kitty? No, I'm not taking any cold medicine. Cece, eat lots of greens throughout the week. That's something I never hardly eat vegetables. Thank you, Carolina girl. Her name's Billy Joe. I forgot that. Now, I think she was big buddies with Voices Behind the Wall. Because remember, didn't she pay for some kind of big banner to put up on the fence or something down there in Georgia? I had Voices Behind the Wall's picture on it. I mean, if that's what they want to do, I thought it was weird. But why not? They should have made a big banner with Quinton's picture and stuff on it, in my opinion, instead of a YouTube channel. Hey, but that's just my take on it. I don't know what's going on between them two, if they're still friends or what. And Voices has always been nice to me, Voices on the Wall. She's the calmest kitten I've ever had. Well, you need Cleo to come and visit you for a while. Zoe is very calm. I mean, that cat was feral as could be as a kitten. And, she has never got hateful, aggressive with me. She is so calm. She is the best cat ever was, but I'm allergic to her. I know it. I'm allergic to her. She's breaking out my neck when she sleeps with me. Hey, Vicki. Good morning. Merry Christmas. They finally lost a little bit of interest in the Christmas tree, so this morning I hung our Christmas stockings on it, which looks really cute, because I couldn't put any decorations because of them. Cleo got in the bottom of the tree last night when I was live. I see something about the Delphi murders. I want to read this. Exclusive. Murdered Delphi teens were intended victims of botched child sex kidnap plot. Cops believe. As investigators dig up dead cat to match hairs found on girls to alleged killer's pet. And they absolutely can do that. The first time it was ever done was in a case in Canada. This man had a white fuzzy cat. I don't know if it was Persian, but it was long hair like my Cleo. And he killed a victim, and they found cat hairs on the victim, and they matched it forensically to his cat. And it was the first time in history that had ever been done, and I watched it on Forensic Files. It's just like me right now. If I went out and murdered someone, I would probably leave one of my head hairs, but definitely one of my pet hairs behind. And they would, if I became a suspect, they would be able to match it up with one of my animals. Also, I saw on Forensic Files where these teens, they went and murdered this man out in the country. I can't remember why they did it or anything, but these people had dogs, and one of the dogs had pooped on the walkway, and one of the killers stepped in it, which left a good foot impression, heel impression, I believe it's heel impression. But anyways, they finally tracked down the suspects. And they found them shoes, and there were still small traces of dog poop on the bottom of them. And they matched that poop with the poop from the crime scene. They had the foot impression. I mean, it's just amazing what they can do. Science is so cool. I mean, I learn a lot from Forensic Files. Of course, I've seen about every episode. But they can even test for certain kind of metals in cremation ashes. Yes. So if someone poisons somebody and they think they've got away with murder, certain metals they can still test for in the ashes. And I saw it on Forensic Files. So it's 100% true. Okay, let's read what this weirdo's done. Murdered Delphi teens Liberty German Abigail Williams were victims of a botched kidnapping plot hatched by members of a local pedophile ring. This is just one of a host of disturbing news dug up the prime suspect's dead cat in an effort to match hairs found on their bodies. Well, if I was at a crime scene, Lord, I'd leave all kinds of evidence around. I mean, you never know. I may have a chicken feather or anything stuck to me. Okay. The revelations came just 2 weeks after authorities released a redacted version of the probable cause affidavit that led to Richard Allen's arrest. I just hate that his name is Richard Allen because that's my brother's son's name. And that was my grandfather's name, Richard. Allen, 50, was charged with 2 counts of murder on October 28th, 5 years after 14-year-old Libby, 13-year-old Abby were found in Delphi, Indiana on February 13th, 2017. DailyMail.com has learned that shortly after his arrest, one of Allen's neighbors recalled seeing police digging in his yard. Now, DailyMail.com has been told they were digging up the family's dead cat, whose hair proved a match for the samples found on one of the victims. Carroll County prosecutor Nicholas McLeland has openly stated that he believes Allen is not the only actor involved in this. And while Allen has not been charged with kidnapping, prosecutors have alleged he attempted it. Now, sources close to the investigation have claimed that Allen was acting with at least 2 other men and was involved in a sex ring. Now, I just want to read this to make investigation. Have claimed that Allen was acting with at least 2 other men and was involved in a sex ring. It's not saying police said that. It's saying sources. And it says his neighbors said that, they were seen digging in his yard. They did find some animal hair, if y'all remember. I'd forgotten about that. They did find some animal hair on one of the girls. Because I can remember people saying, well, it could have been a wild animal. It could have been a squirrel hair, a raccoon hair, but it was probably a cat hair like this article is saying, that fell off of his clothing onto the body. Hey, Warrior Grandma. Good morning. Merry Christmas. Oh, is Red Rum in here? Good morning. How are you doing? Merry Christmas. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing how they can link these weirdos to these vicious crimes. So what was he going to do? Now, this is allegedly, I guess. Is he connected to Keegan Klein? Let's see. Alan has ties. Okay, it says it right here, guys. Alan has ties to pedophile Keegan Klein, who was previously named as a suspect. Let me share this with y'all so y'all can see it. Mystique, is that how you say that? Mystique. Hey, welcome. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Welcome to the Coffee Family Chat. I love it when new people come in. We're very unprofessional here. Just FYI. Okay, see, look. Alan has ties to pedophile Keegan Klein, who was previously named as a suspect. Both have also been linked to Ron Logan, where the girls' bodies were found on his property. This all makes sense now, guys. Okay, of course, Ron Logan is dead now, but he was trying to come up with a fake alibi. He before the bodies were found, allegedly, he had called his cousin and was like, hey, I need to come up with this fake alibi that, oh crap, I've clicked on something, that, I was at this aquarium and stuff, and I kept saying to myself, why, if you was innocent, would you need to come up with a fake alibi? This makes sense, guys. Now, I'm not much on conspiracy theories, because most time, this is a simple scenario, what went down. It's not. But, I'm buying into this. I'm totally buying into this. It was Ron Logan's land. He was a weirdo, too. I can't help that he's dead. Keegan Klein. He's definitely a weirdo. Let's pull up Keegan Klein. That's a small town. They had to have known each other. Or at least known who each other were. That was probably why. I hope they figured this out, but that is probably. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Anyways, it was probably why Ron wanted a fake alibi. Let's see this. Keegan Anthony Klein's real dad. Let's find this fat ass. Oh, right here's a picture. And it's showing the picture that he used to catfish young girls online. And that's why police, that's how his name came into this. Let's see. Look at him. Look at that big fat ass. Nothing against heavy-set people, but him, I can just picture him around sitting at some desk watching his weirdo pedophile crap, eating a bunch of honey freaking buns. Ugh, oh, nasty thing. There's a guy that used to come into the video store I worked at. Well, it's been 15 years ago before I was pregnant with Timothy 16. Anyway. He kind of looked like Keegan, and he always rented pornos. I'm talking about 5 and 6 pornos at a time every freaking night. What was his name? His name was Greg, and I hated having to wait on him and handle those DVD cases. When he turned them in, after he would leave, I would clean them. I wouldn't put them right back up. I would leave them underneath the counter. I've never seen anybody with so many free movies, because at our video store, like, if you rented so many movies, then you get a free movie. He probably had 100 free movie things, and he would just let them. He'd just let them build up. But he was such a weirdo, and I often wondered if he was a pedophile. Of course, it was always like adult DVDs. That's all that was sold there, or rented there too. But I often wondered if he was just a porn addict or what. I just think pornography is gross, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Yes, I have seen pornography. And it's just gross. But anyways, look at old fat boy. And there's the picture that he used to catfish those young girls online. Just think about that. Them young girls thought they was talking to this little cutie pie right here. And really, they was talking to that big old warthog. He looks like he could go roll around in some freaking mud. Freaking weirdo. I don't like calling people names, but these weirdos, it don't bother me a bit to call them names. Not one bit. They believe he killed before. I seen you something about 2 girls. They think he killed them. Oh, really? Yeah, Mike, it was gross. He would bring in them DVDs, and I'd be thinking in my head, oh my God, he's touched his private parts, probably didn't wash his hands, and then touched these DVDs. Yeah, I would clean them. Sure would. I did not like him. I had to be nice to him. He was such a freaking weirdo. I mean, all he done was sit around and watch pornography. It's so freaking disgusting. He had to have been like a porno addict or something. Let's see, my stuff's froze up on me. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Y'all rented porn video store. Where did you work? Yeah, I worked at a video store that rented out a DVD and Blu-rays. And yes, there was a pornography adult room, adult only room that rented out pornography. And let me tell you something. When those videos came in the mail, I had to look at that crap and put numbers on them and put them into the computer. It was totally gross. When I first started working there, I mean, I was so freaking embarrassed. I actually had a guy want me to help him pick out a good porno one time. And I was like, oh, I can't help you do that because I don't watch that crap. I've run into some real weirdos. There was this one guy. He had just gotten out of prison for like rape or something. He'd been in prison for a long time. His name was Gene. And he would come in there and be like, oh, Celeste, can you help me pick out a movie? You know, because I watched all the new releases that came out. I think I worked there like when the movie Hitch came out. Anyways, he would stand right behind me. And I could feel him like breathing on my neck because I had like short hair. I could feel him breathing on my neck. He used to do it all the time. Vicky says, great answer. Hey, let me tell you another story. This big old biker guy come in one time, and like, I'm naive. You know, I guess I was kind of sheltered from a lot of stuff, but he came in. I remember it was on a Sunday because I was running the store by myself because our little pizza kitchen was closed on Sunday, so I could run it by myself. But he came in, he went to the porn room. He came back out, and he's like this big biker guy. I mean, this big old dude, and he's got leather and stuff on. And he rented this movie about pregnant women. Pregnant women. I didn't even know we had movies back there like that. I'd never seen anybody rent one. Porn with pregnant women in it. And I was like, you do know this is pregnant women. He's like, yeah, I know. I thought he made a mistake or something. Then he come in. Cece always brings. Then he come in one time, and I'm just telling y'all what the name of the video was. I don't talk like this, but it said transvestites or something on it. And I didn't say a word to him. I didn't say a word. I was like, well, he must know it because it says it right on there. So, I mean, to each their own. Like, I don't judge people, but when I do see them rent things like that, I kind of like give them the side eye and think, you're a little freaking weird. Anyways, we had a tanning bedroom too. And I noticed that every time I went to the tanning bed, my weirdo boss would go back there in that porn room. And I think that he had a peephole back there. I never could find it. I looked around. But I think he had a peephole back there because every time, because I could lay in tanning bed free. And he would, Carl, his name was Carl, and he would always say, well, if you want to go lay in the tanning bed, I'll watch the, counters for you. And then he'd go right back there. He probably got his eyes full. Oh, freaking weirdo. He ended up killing himself. Yes, he ended up, after I quit there, I quit because I was pregnant and my feet and stuff would swell up where I had that preeclampsia. Anyways, he got indicted for selling pills out of the video store. I knew he done it. I knew he sold pills because people would come in there and they'd go back to the office. But anyways, he got indicted for that. And he put a hose from his exhaust pipe into his car window and killed himself on Thanksgiving. And his girlfriend found him. What in the world did I pop into this morning? I'm spilling the tea on the weirdos that used to come in the video store I worked at about 15, 16 years ago. And I just want to say, I don't say that word that I said earlier. I was just telling y'all what the title of that video was. So nobody get offended and say I'm bashing anybody. Anybody that watches the replay. I'm here to tell you, maybe I'm a little bit prudish, but I don't want to go where everybody can see me and pick out a porn flick. Well, hey, you're to go in Soft Pedals. I go in Soft Pedals. It's this little store here, and it's a porn store. But they sell like Bath and Body Works lotion and Victoria's Secret, and I always go in there and get that. Plus, they sell like pot bowls and all that. But damn, like you go in there and you'll be looking for lotion, and then there'll be a man over there looking at the vibrators. Let me whisper that. WS, this is a what Carolina girl? No, this was not a blog. This was just a locally owned video store. It was, what was it called? Oh, Showtime Video. Showtime Video. That's where I worked at. Showtime. I worked there for years. Honey, I could make a good pizza. I could make homemade dough. I could make calzones. I could make everything. Because there was 2 counters in there. You could go over and order food in one part of the store. And then we had the video area, and we had tanning beds, and we sold tanning lotions. You could buy DVDs there. You could buy a regular DVD or Blu-ray, or you could buy you a porn if you're a weirdo. Not saying everybody that watches porn is a weirdo, but I find it a little bit weird. If you can't get turned on without watching a porn, just hang it up. You might as well just hang it up. Funny story, went through fertility treatment, and when they need a sperm sample, they send the guys into a porno room. Oh my God. I bet your husband loved that. He was probably like, what in the hell has she got me into? You know, I've always wondered about that. You know, when people donate sperm and stuff, aren't they embarrassed leaving that room? And I hope they wash their hands. Oh gosh, I don't even want to talk about that crap no more, guys. Some people are just so nasty when it comes to sex and stuff, like that guy I was talking about that came in the video store that rented like pornos. I'm telling you, he'd rent a damn stack of pornos every freaking night. Now, he's a weirdo. He must have had a porn addiction. And he never had a woman. So he just sat there and done you know what to himself. Okay, guys. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to read y'all. Here's a Vanderbilt Hospital chief of staff arrested for vile alcohol-fueled threats against his wife. Well, he's probably lost his job because his pictures made the crime online. Okay. There was something else I saw. Oh, there was something about that cop that was from my area that catfished that girl in California, then went out and killed her mom and her grandparents. Yeah, he's actually from from Southwest, what we call Southwest Virginia, even though he's about 45 minutes from me, 45 minutes from me. When I used to have to go to the dentist a lot, I went to Abington, Virginia, and that's actually where he's from. Let me see if I can find that. Background check breakdown. Catfishing deputy disclosed voluntary mental state to state police hire an investigator. I bet he was a real prick when he was a cop. Here's something sad. 4-year-old boy dead after siblings find loaded gun to play with. Wow. Before we read that, there's a missing girl here from Missouri. How old is she? 15 years old, vanished overnight. Let me let it load up and I can get the ads down and I'll screen share it. My family owned a video store years ago. No peepholes or drugs. Hey, Broken Justice. Well, I was kind of dumb back then, Mike. I knew, like, I didn't do anything as far as, like, drugs. I smoked a little weed. I mean, I had no idea he was selling. I knew he was doing something, but I didn't know that there was, like, oxycodone or Oxycontin. Yeah. But he was an old man, so instead of going to prison for it, he killed himself when he got indicted. Mm-hmm. Hold on. We're going to screen share this so we can see this young lady. She's beautiful. So many missing kids. We've had a couple missing people in our area lately. There was 2 teenagers missing. I think they found that one. I don't know if they ever found the other one or not. And then we had a guy about my age. I know him. His name was Jason K. Hold on, guys. Excuse me. He was visiting someone up at the hospital, and he walked down the hill to the store below and just disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. Evidently, he must have been on something because he walked down the road and fell over the hill into a ravine, and they found him about a week later. I guarantee that he was probably using something, but it's possible he could just fell over the hill and hit his head too. And just so you know, you look so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Broken Justice. Thank you. Not dumb, honey. Naive, but not dumb. Not you. Oh, thank you, Warrior Grandma. Yeah, I was a lot naive until I started getting online and working out in the public. Okay, so here she is. Look how beautiful. Lord, I hope she's just at a boyfriend's house or something. Friends. The parents of a missing Missouri teen made a heartfelt plea this week for her return after she vanished earlier this month from Ashland. Oh gosh, let me see if I can say her name. Emily Dubs, seen last in Ashland on December 4th after disappearing overnight from her family home. Ashland police received a missing persons report that Emily left home without permission, and her family hasn't seen or heard from her since. Police say Emily ran away from home, but her parents believe a cell phone behind. I bet you $1. She left her jacket and cell phone behind. Do you reckon she planned on sneaking out of the house with somebody or going outside and getting in somebody's car and talking to them? But instead, she come face to face with a weirdo. Hey, Lipcon. Hey, Cece, I got something for you. Suspect in Moscow, Idaho case. Could be dead. Man was shot by police at 4 a.m. this morning, Pullman, Washington, at the university. They're 8 miles away. Hey, Mandolin, Merry Christmas, girl. You ready for Christmas? Thank you, Lipcon. As soon as I get done reading this, I will look that up. Thank you so much. Fat Baby Toodles. What they said. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. I know I'm not on camera a lot, but I like to look halfway decent when I'm on, camera. I feel like I'm going out in public. Okay, let's see. Our initial investigation confirmed Emily likely cut the screen out of her bedroom window and left without parental consent or knowledge. We have not received credible information the juvenile was taken against her will, is being held against her will, or that she is in danger. Well, that don't mean that she's not. APD continued to follow leads to locate the juvenile so she can be reunited with her family. Emily's family is offering a $2,000 reward for information that leads to her safe return home. And there's her family Hey, they look like good people, too. Anyone with information on Emily's whereabouts is urged to contact the Ashland Police Department, 573-657-9062, or the Missouri State Highway Patrol's Missing Persons Unit, 573-526-6178. It says this has developed a story and will be updated when more information is available. I don't know if it'll play this. Hopefully I get a new laptop or Chromebook for Christmas. I'm definitely getting one. If I don't get Christmas, I'm getting it after. There's no use for me to try to play this because this is, I forgot. It's mail online video. No. So prayers that they find Emily, guys. We'll have to follow that story. It is possible that maybe she was talking to somebody online and went out to meet them. Maybe she was being catfished or something like that. Or, y'all remember that one case that we followed where that girl disappeared and everybody thought she was abducted and everything? Actually, Red Rum and I followed it. And it turns out, I think her name was Madison. It turns out she had run off with her online boyfriend. I have to drop it. I will be listening. We need to get together soon and talk about a case. Hugs. Oh, be careful, Amanda. We definitely will. Anytime, girl. Just hit me up, email me, Discord me, something. Yeah, where Grandma. It's very possible. Now, I'm going to get out of my live chat on my phone and look up what Lib was telling me. Let me look it up. Suspect. Is it in Moscow, Idaho? A week after 4. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Do you have the link to that? Let me see. I'm trying to type it in. Let me go back. Cece, we're going to do a roundtable discussion with some creators. We have 4 creators so far. Would you be interested? Sure. Where are you going to do it at? And what's the discussion about? I am trying to find, I don't see that. I'm trying to find that article Lib was talking about. Let me go back up and read there. Yes, no problem. Sorry, I've talked. No, that's fine, Lib. It's fine. This is my conclusion, but there is one article on it. I'm seeing you live close to home. Okay, got some. Okay, let me put that in like that. Moscow, Idaho, man, Sean. Let me say. That's November 20. I can't find it. Let me just do the news. Moscow, Idaho, news. Let me look at my other comments. Moscow police captain sees investigations incoming. What and who did it? Speculation dominates tip line after Moscow murders. Idaho murders. Pullman police SWAT teams descended upon area near Washington campus. This was just 1 hour ago. Hold on a minute. Idaho murders unrelated to Pullman police SWAT activity near Washington campus, police say. Okay, police in Washington, just miles from Moscow, Idaho crime scene where 4 local college students were murdered, descended upon a neighborhood near a different university for what police are describing as an unrelated incident. Hold on a minute. Community already on edge was awoken early Thursday morning with residents at a Pullman, Washington building on Southeast Latah or something other street near Main Street were evacuated following that one person described as gunshots hours after police arrived on scene. A Pullman Police Department employee confirmed to Fox News Digital that the Pullman activity was unrelated to Moscow, Idaho murders. Officials were not immediately available to provide additional information. Photos from the scene show multiple law enforcement personnel and vehicles descended upon an area adjacent to the south side of WSU Pullman campus in the early morning hours of Thursday. Neighbors and witnesses stated they heard multiple gunshots in the area. Well, just because they're saying it's unrelated don't mean. See my link, CC. Okay, thank you. Let's see. WSU Pullman sent out its first public alert just after 3 a.m. local time about the SWAT team operation. A later alert was sent out around 4:30 a.m. and stated the Pullman Police Department had resolved the situation and declared the scene all clear. Vice President of the University of Marketing and Communications for WSU Pullman told Fox News Digital the school was not involved in the incident, but issued a shelter-in-place order to notify our students and make sure they avoid the area. Rory something Schuler, a WSU Pullman senior, told Fox News Digital police showed up to his apartment Wednesday night, and a friend saw more than a half dozen police vehicles parked outside. Schuler recalled hearing what he described as being beanbags and tear gas, and said police appeared to break a window to a building's resident's apartment. We started hearing gunshots from the gunman, Schuler said. The first one was at 2:15 a.m. I counted 26 shots from the gunman. Schuler said residents were evacuated from the area around 4 a.m., taken by bus to a different location. At the beginning of the situation, I don't think I really grasped the gravity. Well, let me just stop for a minute. I didn't know they sent out alerts when a SWAT team was doing something. Okay, but as the shots kept firing, it just felt like there was a rock in my stomach, and I just felt myself getting nervous. The building is located just 15 minutes and about 9 miles from the crime scene in Moscow, Idaho, where 4 University of Idaho students were killed more than a month ago. And I saw an article. Oh, yours is the same link? Okay. Thank you, Warrior Grandma. I saw an article earlier. I just saw the title of it, but it said that one of the victims had defensive wounds. They tried to fight back. I would think that several of them should have had defensive wounds, because that's just automatic. You know, you try to defend yourself if someone's attacking you. Okay. The victims' bodies were discovered just before noon on November 13th. At the home of 1122 King Road is located just one block from the University of Idaho campus within eyeshot of some fraternity houses. Officials have said they believe the victims were asleep when they were attacked between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. Each victim suffered several stab wounds and showed signs of trying to defend themselves. Okay, so all of them. See, that article on Crime Online, it said one victim. It didn't say all of them. The homicides were carried out on the second and third floors. 2 other roommates were on the bottom floor of the home and were unharmed. They also didn't harm one of the victims had a dog. That dog was not harmed. Last week, police revealed that they had received tips and leads about a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra or something spotted near the crime scene in the early morning hours of November 13th. They are seeking to speak with the person or people who were inside the vehicle and asking the public for any information. Well, it could have been the killer or killers in the vehicle. I just don't see how one person stabbed that many people. I was thinking like it was a female or something, but it could be just like, it could have been like a crazy stalker or somebody that they even made mad for some reason. It's just unbelievable that they went in and killed 4 people that fast and just one of them had defensive wounds. That's weird. Well, yeah, this article said that more than one had defensive wounds. Let me go back to Crime Online and see before I get off here. I'm going to have to get off here in a second. Go fix one of my titty babies some breakfast, some sausage and biscuits. Nobody can do anything around here. It has to be me. Nobody can make themselves a sandwich or anything. Okay, let me see. Let me scroll down because I thought I saw that in an article about the defensive wounds. Let me scroll up down. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it says University of Idaho murders. Coroner confirms at least one student had defensive wounds. Well, it said more than one in this article. But who knows? They all should have had defensive wounds. Just think about it. Unless, they were tied up or incapacitated or something. Not that young man. He was a big guy. I don't think a woman would be able to do that. Right, right. Well, that's what I was thinking at first because I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was just thinking maybe it was somebody that was jealous of one of them or something. It could be someone that they know, and it could just be a weirdo that picked out a house to attack for some reason. I mean, that happens all the time. All the time. Hey, prayers for their family. Here it is, Christmas. And prayers for that community. Imagine how scary that would be to live in that community. 4 people brutally, viciously murdered, and they haven't caught the killer. He's still roaming that community. She is still roaming that community. I did see on the news that, the girls and stuff in the community are traveling in groups when they go out places. And I would say, trust no one. Trust no one. And be vigilant. That killer, male or female, had to have cut themselves. Unless they was wearing gloves or something like that. I mean, if they was because most of the time the knife gets slippery, the handle, from the blood, and as they go to stab, their hand slips down and goes over the blade. That happens almost every time that someone's stabbed. Almost every time, not every time. It was one of the girls that they did something to somebody else horrible. They were ugly to someone else. I don't know if it was just really bad. I just can't believe someone would do that. Hey, you never know. I mean, you can be ugly to someone. I'm not saying that they were ugly to anybody. I mean, and it could just push them on over the edge, like they're standing on the edge of the cliff anyways. And you could be mean to them, and it pushes them on over. And they snap on you and kill you. But look what Ted Bundy, this kind of reminded me of the Bundy case. You remember Ted Bundy went into the University of Florida and killed some girls. Do y'all remember that? That one girl he beat about to death in her sleep. He thought he had killed her, but she actually survived. So it could be someone like that. Could be like a serial killer, just a weirdo. Damn it, I hadn't heard that comment being put out there. But I've kind of been wondering if one of the blonde girls was nasty to someone and they got revenge. Yeah, I've kind of thought that too. Not saying that they weren't nasty to anybody. They look like they was nice young kids to me. But you don't know. Maybe they just said something to somebody and didn't mean it in a bad way, and that person took it back. See, that can happen too. Fresh eggs are the best. Yeah, they are, fat baby toodles, if your hens will lay them. My hens haven't been laying. Hold on this bit. My hens haven't been laying because they've been molting and it's cold here. But you know what? My white hen, speaking of chickens, I used to complain about the back of her butt being dirty all the time. Since my neighbors quit going down there, the bottom of her butt is just as white as it can be. That's the way it's supposed to be. Poop's not supposed to get caught in their tail feathers. See how I go from talking about crime to chickens? That's why I can't look at the damn chat. Oh, that's just the way I am. That's just the way we roll here, guys. Hey, preschool granny, good morning. I'll give you a light slip. We got Christmas emojis, channel members. I fixed them last night. A Christmas tree, candy canes. There's a wreath with a cartoon of me. And then this red one, you can't really see it, but it's 3 little cats. Right there they are. Hibiscus. Hey, you gotta take me as I come. It's just the way I am. I digress. That's why I like when I'm doing trivia, I get mixed up. It's stuff because I look at the chat. Broken said her son gave her fresh eggs last night. Oh, okay. I don't have chickens, but a couple of my coworkers do, so it works out. I wish mine would start back laying. I love Bunny, my hen Bunny. I love her blue eggs. I got an Easter egg layer. Oh, hibiscus, I love y'all too. I do. Yeah, we're not professional here. We're not pretending like we're running like this professional true crime podcast. Okay, we're just normal people here reading the true crime news, discussing it, chatting about life and animals and whatever. My son's chickens do dark brown eggs, like brown eggs, green eggs, blue eggs, and white eggs. It's amazing. I just love it. I don't have any dark brown eggs. I got two barred rocks. I got a white leghorn, and I've got Bunny, my Easter egg layer. But the barred rocks, their eggs are kind of like a peachy color. I used to have two white hens, and I had a Rhode Island Red, but Penny died last year, my Rhode Island Red. I found her dead when I opened up the coop one morning. It looked like she'd fell off the perch, probably just had a heart attack because she was healthy and eating the evening before. That just happens with chickens. They'll just fall dead sometimes. Y'all, Sonny's getting gray. That rooster of mine, he's getting gray. He's getting old. CC, you're wonderful with your animals, with your little chickens. I just love you. Oh, I love you too. We just have so much in common. I just don't know. You're amazing. Oh, thank you. And Broken Justice, what are y'all having a round table about? Because I wouldn't mind to, network a little bit. I need to do more networking. I go in Robbie's a little bit because I love Robbie. I love Save Robbie. Everybody might not love him, but I love him. He cracks me up, and I just love him. So I've been going in there a little bit. I really don't say much. Sometimes I do. Nothing bad, of course, towards anybody. You'll have to email me about the round table if it's something interesting. Yeah, I'd love to join, even a game night. It's all good. That is why we love meeting here every morning. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Merry Christmas. I just love y'all. It's like sitting around talking to a bunch of friends. It really is. I love it. This morning when I got up, I was like, I'm going to go do a live stream when I get situated because I wasn't able to stream much this week. That's why I popped up last night and done that Christmas trivia. Because yesterday morning when I got up, I wanted to stream, but my shoulder was in excruciating pain from this bursitis. So I was like, after my shoulder quits hurting, I'm going to do a live stream. We are relaxed friends talking about life here. Yeah, we're all just friends. See how my nose stops up? My nose stops up. I think I'm really allergic to the cat's bad. Let us know when y'all will be showing the round table. Yeah, she'll have to let me know what they're going to talk about and stuff. Yes, I guess those are peach eggs because he has those. Yeah, they're like peach-looking eggs. That's the barred rocks, and sometimes they even look like they got little specks on them. I'll have to go check my coop, but I don't think mine are laying. The last time I checked, they weren't. This morning, I had to rescue another dove out of my chicken lot. They get inside of there, and then when they see me coming, all the birds and squirrels go everywhere, and then there's always one dove, at least one dove, that can't find its way out. So I kind of had to help it along. I didn't actually get to touch it this morning, but I helped it get out. I tell my son about Sonny all the time because he has a Sonny. He's mean. Hey, my rooster's mean as crap. He would murder you over his sister wives. Speaking of sister wives, do y'all ever watch that show, Sister Wives, on TLC? Anyways, Cody Brown on there. He's got two wives now that's left him. He had like 4 or 5. I was talking out loud the other day. I said, damn, my rooster's got more sister wives than he has now. Y'all going to talk about Casey Anthony? Oh, awesome. I watched that documentary. Well, let me know when y'all are going to do it, and I'll rewatch the documentary on Peacock. Hey, Ladybug, what are you doing? She's over here on the bed, but got her front paws on my chair arm. Okay, I'm going to get off here. I know you love Robbie, and that's cool because I'm really close to a lot of people that are close to him. And so I have to be okay with that. Yeah, we can all like different people. I mean, I think you may like some people that maybe I don't maybe care much for, but that's all right. I don't judge you by that. I don't. Hey, I like who I like on here. And that's just the way it is. Does that mean I agree with everything that they say? No. Like I've said before, Robbie makes my mouth hang open sometimes, and I'm just like, oh my Lord. But then I have to remember, Robbie, he don't usually say nothing to nobody unless they've started on him first. After a while you get tired of that crap and you just say things back. I know, I just don't even know what it would be like without Cece because she is gone for a period of time. It was horrible. I'm sorry, Shirley. Oh, I would have kicked I can't say that, Cody's butt all over Flagstaff. Man, what Cody wants is a woman to bow down to him. He wants an old fashioned woman. I could have told you a long time ago that his favorite wife was Robin. I think I've actually said it on my live stream before. I have watched them since the beginning, since like 2011, I believe. Since their first episode came out, I have watched them. Yes, Casey did kill her daughter. Yeah, I didn't. I think her emotions in that interview were real. I do. I don't think she was putting on an act, but I think she regrets and feels remorse for killing her daughter, accidentally killing her. That's my opinion. All of you in here are wonderful people, beautiful. So you are so welcoming and just great people to be around. Oh, thank you. I want to make everybody feel welcome and like, they're a part of the group. I try to treat everybody, good and equally. I used to watch them too, but I can't stand Cody. Oh my gosh. I just want to know what kind of gel that Cody's using on his hair because his curls are pretty, but I can't stand it like when he moves his head and shakes his hair around, y'all. I'm like, he is so into himself. And when he does those stupid dances, like when they're having parties, I guarantee he'll find him some more wives. I mean, if you think about it, it's just like a cult. See, they're polygamous, but you don't ever see them going to no damn church or nothing. I shouldn't say damn church. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, you don't never see them going to no church. I think they got kicked out of the church or something. I'm proud of Christine for leaving Cody. If y'all don't watch Sister Wives, you should. That's how I came up with the name for my hens, Sister Wives, because really, Cody Brown is like a rooster. Just like a rooster. Rooster's got all kinds of hens he takes care of. And that's what Cody does with his wives. Yeah, it's definitely a cult. They're like the LDS, except they don't wear those long dresses and got all those rules. But they're kind of just like it, though. You know how they have all those wives and stuff? I was very surprised that him and Janelle's relationship has fallen apart because she seemed like she was on his side a lot. It's crazy. There's no way I could be a sister wife. I'm too jealous, guys. I'm not like insanely jealous, but that would make me jealous. Oh, you're going to take her on a trip? Oh, but I do notice they all don't. Like, he doesn't kiss one wife in front of the others and stuff. They got all kinds of money. They are rich, which that show's made them a lot of money too. Get it set up, Broken Justice, and email me. And, if they don't mind, I'll come up on panel and discuss it. I may sit there and listen to a lot and throw my opinion in there. I'm not too good at wording things. I just try to use common sense. I'm just me. Anyways, guys, I want to get off here. I will see y'all in the morning. Lord willing, if nothing happens, I will see y'all in the morning. We are going to have another game night. I'm going to do another game night. Maybe sometime this weekend. I'm not going to set it up because when I set it up, something always happens. I'm just going to do it on a whim. I've still got some Family Feud cards, and we could use the Magic 8 Ball. I had the Magic 8 Ball out last night, but we didn't use it. It'll have to be in good lighting to use that because you can't hardly read the daggone thing. You're going to be such an asset to that round table. I just know you're going to love all the creators because they're so much like us. I'll email you with all the names. Yeah, definitely do that. I liked listening to Mama Knows Best, Broken Justice. I hated to see her channel go down. That's kind of the way it is when you're in the drama community. That's why I stay out of that stuff. I don't have to worry about my channel or nothing because I don't ever talk about nobody. Every now and then I might say something. Have a great day, Shirley. I'm surprised that one of them women hasn't kicked Cody's ass. Oh, I know. I know. Especially Mary. I don't even know why Mary hangs around there because they don't live as husband and wife or anything. They don't do anything together. Robin's his favorite, guys. That's his favorite, and that'll be the only one that he's left with. Wait and see. Anyways, y'all have a great day. Be safe, be kind, peace, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.